Yeah, each witness was called by the prosecution, so for the most part, they corroborated the alleged victim's way things happened. Now, here's a quick rundown of what she says happened that day. She was driving west on 3rd Street. She says that Joe Mixon cut her off, and she honked her horn at him, and then he slammed on his brakes. Now, once the two got going again at a light, they turned left onto Walnut Street. Now, that's where the victim says that she heard yelling, rolled down her window, and then she says Mixon had a gun in his left hand and threatened to shoot her. Now, she says she told Mixon, if you're going to pull a gun out, you better use it, followed by the B word. She also says she then told Mixon he's what's wrong with America because he resorted to violence so quickly, even though the two had just been kind of yelling at one another. Now, the light turned green at 2nd and Walnut, and the two went on their separate ways. Now, aside from the victim today, testimony included a worker at the bakery where Mixon actually had previously stopped to get bundt cakes for the team. Now, the police officer who took the incident report from all this, the officer who took part in presenting the lineup of potential suspects for that victim, and the boss of the victim all also testified today. But just like yesterday, every one of them opted out of being recorded by the media, including the police officers, so we are not allowed to show any of their faces or use any of their voice. Now, I think the testimony of the victim's boss will play a large role in how the judge decides this case. He testified that the victim came into the business after this alleged incident and looked upset. He said that she was trembling. He also says that he told her to go down the street and talk to the police at the bank's substation. Now, the first police officer to testify, he essentially said that the victim came in and reported the road rage incident. He said that he could tell that she was upset, and that he also said that she was trembling when she was giving the report. Now, the second officer testified. She only testified to the point that she was the one who administered the lineup to the victim out of this, and that Mixon was picked out of that lineup by the victim. And let's talk about the defense real quick. They're not arguing that Mixon didn't cut off the victim or that he even didn't yell at her. They say that Mixon never threatened her with a gun, never pointed it at her. Now, we expect to hear that version straight from Mixon's mouth tomorrow. The defense says that he will testify, and the judge says that he cannot opt out of having his testimony recorded. And lastly, the attorneys also say that any reasonable person in this situation would have done what they could to get out of the situation, saying that if this victim truly feared for her life, she could have just simply gone straight at 3rd Street instead of turning left with the defendant. Now, this is a bench trial, so it will all come down to what Judge Gwen Bender finds more believable. For now, at the Hamilton County Courthouse, I'm Christian Hauser. Back to you all in the studio.
And Christian, to be clear, tomorrow we can broadcast those comments because we can record it, unlike what we've been able to do with other witnesses?
Yes, that's exactly right, Paula. We can record Joe Mixon's testimony. If the defense has any other witnesses, though, we will likely not be able to record that. But Judge Gwen Bender did say that Joe Mixon is not protected under Marcy's law, which is it's new this year, and it's why in many court cases you've not heard from witnesses like you have in years past. And during this trial, every single witness has opted out of having their testimony recorded by the media. So yes, so tomorrow you will hear from Joe Mixon.
All right, we'll be waiting, and we expect tomorrow to be the last day of the trial, so make sure you follow Christian on the social media platform X. He is live tweeting the trial as it happens. Just go to Christian WKRC 12 to follow along.
Thanks for checking out the Local 12 YouTube channel. Click the links and tap subscribe to get notified anytime we post.